Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the database workshop. So in this video we'll be talking about an overview of the two database servers that you currently host on Cedar, and there will be just an overall overview and what are the hardware requirements and what is it available on Cedar for research to be able to use. Each of our database servers, they are configured for high performance. They should be able to respond quite fast, as the database server has disks that are solid state device, which makes for a high performance input and output. These disks basically they'll be giving a higher performance given the fact that they doesn't use any mechanics as opposed to the regular disks. So that actually results in faster response in terms of input and output. All these servers, they have several gigabytes of RAM for the query cache, and which means that most of the data is fetched from high-speed run in a query rather than from disks. Because we have this cache that is made in memory, most often when you are querying a database, the data that is being actually retrieved to you will be the data that is hosted in RAM. That actually allows you for the database server to retrieve in faster manner, given that the in-memory access is way faster than accessing the even the SSD solid state. So we do have some maintenance jobs to run on database server to do nightly backups. All of the database and all of our systems, they run these backups automatically, and they will be backupping our database automatically as well. And there is also a system that monitoring the health of the system, whether the server is working or whether the server has stopped. We will be receiving warnings and be receiving communications as soon as it happens. So for Postgres database, the server host name is Cedar-PGSQL-VM. There are more details on on our Cedar Postgres database if you browse to the Compute Canada link. Over there you may find how to access the database. For accessing the databases, you require to be accessing Cedar via SSH to a Cedar node, such as in our head node, our main node, and the main way you could access this database is by logging into cedar.computecanada.ca. The Cedar compute node also is able to access the database, but for that you have to submit jobs that will then connect to the database, and that allows you to programmatically access our database. This system is basically a general purpose service for the researcher that wants to set up SQL tables and issue SQL commands against them. So the full host name of the server would be cedar-pgsql-vm.int.cedar.computecanada.ca. This server currently runs on Postgres SQL version 10.1, and also that is for those that want to do geoprocessing. It includes the PostGIS version 2.4. You only have to request us so we can make that available for you. PostGIS is, for those who doesn't know, it's an extension that allows SQL to easily handle geographic data, and it's quite handy when you are mapping geographic data into relational database. And that's it for Postgres. For MySQL, you can also look at the Compute Canada website to acquire further information. It's also nice to know this address because there are any changes on the database, they'll be posted there. In terms of the distribution of MySQL we use, called MariaDB. For those of you who doesn't know, MySQL has been acquired by Oracle. It has become kind of Oracle product. So then what actually has happened is that the community has got some of the MySQL open source code and has created this version that is called MariaDB. So MySQL and MariaDB are quite like versions, even though they are not the same. So most of the commands should work seamless between those two. But nowadays they do have a slightly small difference between them. So you can find more about MariaDB at MariaDB website, which is www.mariadb.com. So again, for accessing MySQL, you require to be connected via SSH to a Cedar node. And again, another example is our head node, which is cedar.computecanada.ca. This is a general purpose service for the researcher that want to set up SQL tables and issue commands SQL against them. It only differs that this case is a different database as opposed to Postgres is MySQL. So the full name of this service, if you like to, if you need to refer that somewhere, is cedar-mySQL-vm.int.cedar.computecanada.ca, and within the Compute Canada, within the Cedar environment, we can always refer to it just using the short name, which is cedar-mysql-vm. The version of MariaDB we use in our database is the MariaDB version 10.2 Community Edition, and as I said, there are more. If you like to find further documentation, you just browse to MariaDB website, click on the knowledge base tab. You're gonna find a whole lot of knowledge base in there. There are further information there if you are interested to learn more. So that's it, guys, for this video. Thank you very much for watching here so far, and I see you in the next video. Bye.